Hey guys, it's Angel. Welcome to Austria here, and we're taking a second look, if you will, at the Cowansim Eurocopter 120, what, 120, 125? H125, yeah. See, I want to call it the Airbus AS350, the squirrel, but it is what it is. Either way, this aircraft's been updated to 2.0. They recently did that with their MD500, and it was a significant change. We're going to just pop into our third person. And you'll notice the cinema camera is on this by default because persistence is now a thing with this aircraft. We're at the Rega base here at Interlaken. We are going to be doing some mounted flying in a second, but we're going to take a look at this first. And notice the passenger door is also turned off because, again, this persistent feature is present on the aircraft now with how they've changed the code. What have they done to the aircraft? So, looking at the change logs here, we have got... this will overwrite your existing installation. Fuel pump bug was fixed. The flight model has been changed. Now, they've included a new manual. The throttle has been updated to being now an actual throttle axis you can map separately. The searchlight is now mapped to the wing lights. N1, NR and N2 increase power requested now, so collective input, or increase with power request, I should say. Engine trim bloop switch is done automatically. So the increase in range of motion of the searchlight is now increased. Enhanced searchlight beam intensity, cone and range, done too. The G3X panels are now included because obviously it will be in the working title one very soon, meaning way more awesome to have this in this aircraft now than ever before. Support for the PMS GTN 650 and 750 and the TDS GTN 650 and 750s are added. Two different options there for you. Persistence code for fuel and weight and options configuration on the aircraft after shutdown. So when you load your next flight, everything will be the same. Trim speed changes were fixed. An option to remove the front doors separately. Option to remove the vertical reference window on the floor. We'll show you that in a second. Change pilot and passenger weight for visibility to 170 pounds, 77 kilos. I feel called out by this. This is not fair. App Angel does not weigh that much. This is rude. Fuel consumption was fixed and to reflect the real world usage. Consumption readout on the VEMD updates slower for better visibility. Fixed shadows in the cockpit. Flight dynamics have been modified and changed. We have new cyclic handling for VR users. So you'll be able to see that too. So VR users rejoice. Electrical systems enhanced. Camera views added and fixed. Interior lighting was enhanced. Some animations added and fixed. We also have minor flight model improvements. Recalibrated assistance options if you will need to use those. And added a blender model to the package for 3D painters of this aircraft. So we're flying a third-party skin on the aircraft here, which is one of the Austrian air ambulances here. We are in Switzerland, don't mind that. I just like it, and I don't really fly the 145 too much. It's too technological for me. I don't like it. I'm learning. So look at our options up here. This is how we control what we have in the aircraft, of course. So pilot, co-pilot are in here, so we'll get rid of him for a second. Boop, bye-bye, Bob. Now I think I can click to put the door back on there. Now we are going to put the medical version in here, which is down here, 400. Get rid of our patient, we won't need them right now. But of course we have got the HeliMed one, we can put the guy in the seat there to have our HeliMedic with us as well. We have all sorts of options down here, like the floaters to wire cutters. Spotlight is here, that's £30 for that. And we'll put on the bear paws. We're going to need those. Probably put these on things for being a rescue aircraft. They'd be useful. Vertical reference window is £5. The shadows do seem to still be being a little bit weird, though. You'll notice that's where the window would be here. And it is not showing up for some reason. So... there we go. The window's there and working now. We can cover that and uncover it as we wish to. Nice and simple. Some of these other options, of course, do not require to put a plus, but they do work otherwise. We've got a side here. You'll see the steps are now full length. We've got the bear paws on there. And I will know there is something if I could go along here and go exterior. I should be able to actually click on some of these items, which are only visible from the inside, so you have to use the first person moving around. I should actually be able to change the passenger's headset or the pilot's one. I know that is an option. Or at least it showed it in some of the images they had. course, we've got our various different versions here, different fuel tanks, extra things, equipment. We'll leave this as it is for now, but we'll get back inside. We'll take a look at the startup system sequence and get her going for today. Did a little quick flight up to Yongfao and across to the Sphinx Observatory before down to the Meiringen Air Base. I think it's Meiringen? Yeah, Meiringen. Okay, so we've done our documents with our seats, pedals, rotor blades is forward and released. That is correct. Twist grips in idle. It is in idle. We're in idle. Hydraulic switch is on. That is here. Hydraulics are on. Engine starter is off. Battery is on. Battery coming on. Instrument light is an SA. Battery for GPS will go on. Those aren't yet. That's fine. Okay, the hydraulic test. I'm not sure where the actual button for the test for that is. We'll have to look for it. There's our searchlight functions, of course. Hold for 2 seconds. Okay. Yep, that functioned for us. So we'll close the cover. Let's go down to our warning panel. Where is that? Up here. Everything's showing as it should. On the warning panel. Looking good. Okay. VMD check, no messages. Screen is clear. GPS not available currently. Yes. Everything looks correct on there. Okay, control pedals. We have free movement. We do. Cyclic and collective, we have free movement as well. Everything's looking good there for us. Everything is free and correct. Heating systems are off. Instruments are statical 0. Flight time is checked. Nav comm transponders are off. Switches are all off. They are now. Okay, engine start. So, startup. So, batteries are on. We'll go with everything to the rotor is free. Air is clear. Governor is light is off. Okay, start selector on. We're spooling. Check parameters. Waiting for increase. And now we wait. Okay, we have increase, so we'll throttle up. Let's get our electronics and instrumentation on here. Now, as you'll notice, we do have the ability to switch our panel to the standard steam gauges. We can switch down here to our, of course, system using the G3Xs, which of course will be working title when that's functioning. Now, this I've not worked out how to get it on. It's got dimmer buttons and brightness buttons, but never actually turns on. Of course, we have lighting off, lighting on. That is our daylight, so it's brighter. Okay, those are good there. So we have our G3X. This is basically rudimentary. It's not particularly good, unfortunately. There does seem to be a sheen on it. Unlike the other aircraft, this does look to have some sort of kind of almost a coloured sheen on it. I'm not sure I like how it looks in this regard, but, you know, it's an option. So in terms of our GTN options, we have got down to here to our 750. And I believe we have the option to go to, as well, there we go, the PMS at the top. If we go all the way down, we'll go to the TDI, which is the one I have fitted in my aircraft. Okay, let's cycle through these pages. We'll go to terrain, that'll be very useful for this particular flight. We'll set our transponder code here. Okay, wonderful. I have to know where we're going today, so we should be okay in that regard. Okay, let's check everything else. Everything else is on
System
as it should
failure.
Be. Yes.
GPWS system failure.
Fair enough. Okay, everything is set to correct positioning right now. Horn on when RPM at 350. Sound check. Okay, that is on. Recognition lights are on. Generators are on. Parameters are set. Okay, we are good for takeoff. So takeoff doors closed. Cyclic collective as required. Landing, yep, everything normal there. Nice and easy. Everything should be textbook for us. So we're going to get ourselves mobile here, and we've been on the ground long enough, 10 minutes, looking over how everything works. Let's make sure my head's switched on here. And of course, it wants to go nutty right now, so I'll take this opportunity to say stop, collaborate, and listen. And I'll restart the software, because nothing works the first time, just the last time. Okay. So we're all operational here. Winds are 14 knots at 305. So I'm going to want to spin this thing around when we get going. Now, our fastest way to the wind direction is going to be turning to the right. So we're going to need to almost turn 180 degrees here. We're going to keep just enough throttle on here to get us turned around. Get ourselves pointed to the wind. And then we'll take off, up and away without trying to blow backwards towards the building. We don't want to hit that. Okay, nicely does it. And we have good forward motion. It's a tight little landing spot down there, if you notice, because we've got the fence right behind us, which gets right in the way. That is our landing zone, which is not amazing, but it's not tiny either, so it does the job. We have beautiful Interlaken with the Jungfrau Center over there. I actually forget the actual name of the theme park adventure place, but it's a very cool one. This is a scenery that's actually available on the marketplace. I'm using the Rototrim for the first time here with the updates to it, and it seems responsive and quick as expected. Actually, a lot more nuanced than before. So this shut as an actual commercially operating airport a long time ago. It does operate some flights. It's an old military base, and of course now it's got the air rescue site there. There's a heli skydiving facility and a theme park down here with a pyramid and Aztec temple and a bunch of other stuff. Switzerland, right? So there's the beautiful waters of Interlaken. So we're going to turn around here. We're going to head north up to Jungfrau towards the mountain itself. We'll visit the Sphinx Observatory, then we'll head down to the Meringen base. Definitely probably mispronouncing that one. Meringen? No, Meringen does seem to be right. It reads right for me. So, who knows? I could well be wrong. So the G3 axis is good. Obviously glass issues in terms of flight sim being harder to see when you're looking at the aircraft. But of course, I do like the fact with the Cowansim 2.0s that you can change super quickly. Textures have been updated, it seems. I think the panel has been changed slightly. Of course, you can switch out the GPS unit you've got there from the stock one to the add-on. But I do like this fact. It's very clear with these steam instruments. Now down here, of course, we've got our ability to turn off the downwash dust and exhaust heat blur effects. I don't want to turn those off. Of course, got our nav source switch there, GPS and nav 1, nav 2. So we'll switch back to this. And we'll head up the valley here towards the observatory. Rototrim is good. I like how she's feeling right now. I feel a lot more qualified to give an opinion on a helicopter after recent learning. I've been flying with an Aussie group for a bit recently who've been doing a lot of helicopter flying. Fantastic group of guys. Absolutely love them. It is, of course, the Aussie Group Flights team. And you can find them on the Flight Sim official forums. They do a bunch of different weekly events, including things like ATR flying. Currently doing some GA flying in the Caribbean. They do workshops on various aircraft like the TBM 850, the Hornets, helicopters, Airbuses, 737s. Now we've got VATSIM events, Tiger Moth events, carrier events. I've been doing their Bavarian helicopter operations series with them. Ton of fun, really enjoying that, and definitely gives a lot of good experience when you wanted to learn this stuff. Going out to some great accident scenes and flying those. So it looks to be some cloud up the mountains today, so we're going to turn to our right here. The flight model changes are subtle right now. They're not significant. It feels pretty good. Now, I'm not sure whether the circular probability glide markings on the on the GPS screen are actually accurate for a helicopter, but we'll see. Now, this valley up ahead you should recognise. It's a very famous view here in Switzerland. Look at this as we come over the ridge. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Now you know I've been flying helicopters around here. This place is gorgeous. Look at this. Yes, this is our planet. I mean, come on, guys. I gotta see this place in real life someday.
500.
Yes, thank you. Never mind the fact I've been teaching myself German, specifically so I can visit a bunch of Austrian bike parks. And Weihnachtsmarkts. Definitely. Okay, up we go. So the observatory should be just ahead of us, which means it's going to probably be in the clouds.
500.
You're going to annoy me with this, aren't you? I'm going to be turning you off soon. So let's climb a little bit so we're not getting bothered by the altitude readouts. That is a factor of the TDS GPWS system, of course, so that is nothing to do with 2.0 here of the Cowansim 125. I must say she feels more stable. She feels much better put
500.
together. Thank you. More consistent, better behaved. So I like it. It definitely feels good in terms of how it's flying. It's a bit more stable, I found. Now, we're still at a reasonable altitude here, so what we're going to do is going to do a hover on this ridgeline. Just so I can show you a point here.
500.
I'm bringing the throttle down, and it's not dropping out of the sky like a rock anymore, where before it did have some behavioural issues, where you seem to go whoa, wobble everywhere as soon as you dropped back on the collective. Here I can actually manage my positioning far, far better. It's very windy up here, so I'm trying to hold myself steady. There's trees there. But notice how much easier this is for me. Able to far better manage my positioning here. And in fact, we'll come forward, we'll do a little landing on this ridgeline. Just to prove a point, I can get this thing to touch down much more predictably. There's none of that lower the collective and you just plop down really rapidly feeling. There genuinely feels to be a connection between the aircraft's power and the rotor lift and my positioning of the collective. So it's actually much, much nicer to fly now. That wind is kicking our ass here. Let's get off the mountainside. Whee! Whee is the appropriate terminology to use in this circumstance. Look at this, it's stunning. Let's go outside a second. Look at this. It is beautiful. Look at the cranky railway thing. I forget what they're called. But the mountains up here. Look at this stuff. It's beautiful. How can you not want to fly up here? Okay, time to do mountain stuff. Now, the observatory is right up there on our 12, right in the cloud. Whoops. So, we're going to have to try and go through this stuff, or climb a little sooner, so trim the rotors back for a maximum climb. Get ourselves coming up here. Now, this is going to be about 10,000 plus feet, so we're definitely going to be a little bit more altitudinally challenged. There we go. Aircraft's not having any particular problems with this right now. Max altitude for us, the ceiling is 15,100, I think, based on my last reference to the data. I'm checking the checklist listings now for the aircraft, so I don't believe it will list those max operating... Oh, extreme weather operations. Just to turn my head tracking off for a second while I just read this. Okay, should have paid attention to that before we did this.
500.
There's the... Look at it seeing through the cloud up there. Right on the ridgeline. Looking for this in our full manuals that's included with the aircraft, of course. Max altitude 23,000 feet. I believe it's 15,000 is max hover or something along those regions. So, yeah, 23,000 feet for max. Slopes up to 10 degrees. Maneuvering 110, closing 80. Okay. Much more than workable. Let's get this here. So we've got some cloud up here around the observatory, right up on the peak of the mountains, or the ridgeline here. Just imagine working at this.
500.
Yes, thank you very much. Here we are. We'll drop off the package we had to bring up here and we'll head back down. Look at this place. Oh yeah. Look at that. That is so cool. Imagine working up here. Imagine staying up here. Let's just look at the view they have from this place. It's okay, we're at 11, nearly 12,000, so we've probably got hover left in the aircraft. But look at the view out there. The clouds are in the way, but look at that view. Look at that. And this side, where you've got glacier for days, all the way down the valley. Look at that. Ah, I love it. Right, let's get ourselves manoeuvred off. We'll head towards Meiringen. Climb up over the peak here. I believe this is Jungfrau. I may be wrong, but I believe it is. It reminds me of the pictures I've seen. So, could be spatially disoriented myself, but it reminds me of the pictures. So,
500.
We'll plant our flag and then we'll head down to Meringen. We've got our bare paws on the skids for softer landings. Although they're probably not completely suitable for snow, especially not mountain snow operations. At least we're out of the cloud now. She does operate very well at high altitude. Oh, the struggle bus is real here. Come on, up we go. Up we go. Does not want to climb here. Come on, struggle bus, let's go up. There we go. Teasing her up a little bit, try to get some more altitude here. Get some speed to help us climb. A little forward momentum might do it for us. We'll try and ride the ridge. Use that to help get us up here. It's always surreal being up this high with a helicopter. It feels kind of weird. There we go. Look at this. There's the observatory, and there's the valley down below us. Whew, wow. Okay, we're losing altitude. Let's get off here before we crash into the mountain. And we'll head down towards Meringen. Ah, oh, stunning. What a view. I cannot believe it. I think I've done about 4 flights up here. And it is absolutely breathtaking every time. I like coming up here just to view the place. It's pretty. Okay, down we go. Yeah, collective performance and behavior is much nicer. Which means we might actually be able to do an auto rotation.
500.
Behave correctly. Wow, the drop in altitude off the edge of this. Ooh. Watch our speed here. I think we have to go to our left. And I'll check the systems here. Ah, I'm changing directions. What I need to do is be able to see where I'm going. Oh, wait. Yeah, helicopters and trimming yourself out to be stable enough to go check your GPS is actually kind of complicated. There's the lakes. Okay. So if I head straight here, we should be heading generally towards Memmingen. That should do us just nicely. View down there. Whew. So picturesque, isn't it? Right. Oh, we're overspeeding here, so we'll pull that speed back a little bit. Should be able to crest the ridgeline ahead of us. Get some trim in there. Everything's behaving nominally. System's looking good on there. It's a very simple helicopter to operate, this one. Compared to some of the bigger modern aircraft. Very, very simple. I mean, starting it is literally just flick the starter, make sure your battery's on. You're good to go. It really is. Right, more power now. We can go faster. Now we're at holding altitude. Yeah, operating in this kind of terrain is definitely more interesting than operating over flat landscape here. So, by the way, thank you for those of you who helped correct me on pronunciation of Selamze. Is it Selamze? Ah, I think I probably screwed it up again. But I know it's Sell. That T-S-E-L-L sound. That T-C-H, like choose. So, Sell. Say. Oh, yes, because it's not the thing after it. So, Selamse. Yeah. Selamse. That sounds about right. We'll go with that. Selamse. Probably half right. I will get corrected, and by the way, I appreciate the corrections. I really do. It's helping my pronunciation, so I will take anything I can get.
500.
Okay, the lake's down below us, which means Memmingen should be down there to the right. Ooh, I can't resist myself. Let's go. Yeehaw! I'm ski jumping this thing. Let's go. Come on. Helicopter ski jump. Why not? we are, to the right. That puts us in the valley for Memmingen. Or Meringen. Meringen. Watch our speeds. We're coming up to 135. Drop down to the train a little bit more. Have some fun. This beat is sick. Not going to continue with those lyrics, because it's a trap. Okay. Speed's exceeding. Pitch up. Yeah, diving down from the mountains, you will get a lot of airspeed very quickly in this helicopter. So she's definitely sporty. I honestly find her handling to be the nicest of the Cowansims. The 500 is insanely maneuverable. I love it. I'm getting better at flying version 2.0 of that. The Bell 208-6s, I've never really liked them. I own them, never really liked them. The 222, I think, was a letdown compared to the quality of their other aircraft. I think they were all better than that. But it flies okay. The 125, though, Cowansim's beast. I love this thing. I look forward to seeing what they bring out next. I really do. And here is, I believe, the valley with Meringen. Meringen. There it is. Now this is cool because there are actually cliff or cave hangars here. And a little F-18 bridge over a river. It's adorable. We'll do a little quick look around the airbase once we arrive. And I will attempt an auto-rotation for your amusement, okay? For your amusement. Exclusively. So I'm going to release my rotor trim. Okay, and we're going to do an auto rotation. So fuel valve is gone. We've lost power. So diving down. Maintaining speed. And the runway's in sight. Going to use the end of the runway as our landing marker.
500.
Yes, 500. I'm well aware. Okay, come on, down we go. Okay, looks like we're using the taxiway. This is not the best auto-rotation, but I'm probably going to survive. Bash the tail rotor for sure. But we lived, which I consider a good auto-rotation. We'll hopefully get our power coming up here again. Let this spool up. Probably counts as a hot start. We'll find out. Okay, RPM's come up. Helicopter's behaving. So we made it. So we survived that. We probably knackered the helicopter, but I'll take surviving. And we are doing it with... What's our current heading? We did that with a... We should have turned around to do that, because we'd have had a 14-knot headwind. So we did that with a 14-knot tailwind, basically. So a big tailwind, and we lived. I'll accept that. For being a helicopter rookie, I will take that. So we've got normal kind of hard stand or hardened shelters in these locations around the base here. There's the main base with an F5 on a plinth. We'll take a closer look at that in a second. There are all the air base buildings here. And over here, down this road, we have a bunch of caves that actually hold airplanes. How cool is that? You can pull your fighter plane out of a mountain to go stuff up some sheep on a Swiss mountain. That is neato. I love it. And this one has something on the front of it, so I want to go see what that says. Now, here we are. All the artsy stuff on the front of this one. Or it looks to be. No, it's just camouflage. Okay. My head's moving around. There we go. Yeah, it's just camo painted. Never mind. Oh, there we go. Okay, we'll go under that tower. Do you want to get in the way there? Okay. Okay, so power back. Yeah, the aircraft's actual behaviour on collective is definitely improved significantly. She's much smoother, much more predictable, much more likely to do what I ask her to do. And I genuinely feel way more manoeuvrable because I can control my performance and the manoeuvring much better now. As we're going to come through here, we'll go to the right. We'll translate right here. Oh, a little wavy still. That's mostly me over kind of throwing it a bit here and being a bit aggressive. There's our F5. In the Swiss liveries. Of course, Swiss liveries came with the Demios one that I looked at the other week. I wonder if I can land on the roof of this building here. We'll do a little touchdown on the corner. Just to take a look at the manoeuvring. So give it a bit of trim here to hold the nose. Hi! You won't be waving when I take your head off in a second. I hope this building's solid. Nah, head tracking does not appreciate me putting my head down, apparently. Slight flaw. Nope, not solid. But the principle stands. And over here, the last little thing I'll show you is the F-18 bridge, which is so cute. Yeah, little river there. And a little bridge. For you to taxi your fighter jets over the little bridge. Over the little river. And if you wanted to, you could take your fighter jets for a walk onto the highway. Because Switzerland. So there we are. The Cowansim H125. And yes, there are trap facilities at this runway because, you know, F-18s and the Swiss. Alright. Let's go down, shall we? That looks like a perfectly adequate helicopter spot to land in. Try and get X on the spot here and see how well we do. We are run to the wind, so that's good. A little bit of forward manoeuvring. A bit of nose down trim. This wind is strong enough. I'm definitely noticing it when I'm hovering. Okay, there's our marker. Okay, let's come to the right a little bit. Oh, the precision hovering is so much nicer. I love how this has changed. Maybe I'm mad, but I genuinely feel like it behaves differently. I could be entirely crazy. It does feel different. Okay. Okay, that is shut down here. Put the rotor brake on. And I will call that, we're inside the red circle, I will call that good as a win. Yeah, this is very different. And I apparently left the Cineflex camera on. So we hopefully we shot that whole adventure. But yes, the Cowansim version 2 of the 125. I think this is great. Really, really like this. They may turn around and tell me they didn't do a damn thing to how that feels in terms of the collective and its behaviour, but it genuinely does feel different. And maybe that was enough. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.